Good day, my craft along buddies. This is Jennifer with Just Crafting Along. Welcome to my channel. Good day, my craft along buddies. It's me, Jennifer with Just Crafting Along. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to dive right into Crafter's Companion Craft Club. This is going to be month number 6, so we're going to unbox it and then we're going to make a few cards. So today, love their packaging. You know, I've already explained that the purple was for the subscription boxes and the pink is for the Craft Club. Craft Club so far I do like because it's a lot of different kinds of crafts to get you started. That way if you wanted to, I think this one's embossing. So if you wanted to get started into embossing, instead of buying all the things to emboss with and never using them again, Crafter's Companion is going to give you just a little bit to get started. So this is going to be month number 6. So again, love their packaging. Again, this is month number 6. This is going to be embossing folder techniques. So we're going to turn this over. You are going to, it tells you everything you're going to get. This cute little index card fits in your pink binder. If you did not get the pink binder, you can find those separately on HSN. Not for sure they're on Crafter's Companion website, but they we did get the pink binder in number 4. So this goes in your pink binder. I don't use the pink binder. I love it, but I don't use it. I just keep these separately and cut this down to size and I put it inside the bag. So you get a 4x6 chevron 2D folder, a 6x6 snowflake 2D folder, 5x5 micro floral, let me get my glasses, 3D folder. You're gonna get lots of folders. Nice. My goodness, you get lots of folders. I have not seen this kit at all. I haven't even seen it online. So the leather, the furl 3D, demask 3D. Oh wow, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 embossing folders, and you get 1, 2, 3 of them are, 4 of them are 3D. Wow, this is very nice. You get cardstock, color core card, color stock panels, acrylic stamps, instructions, dusted, sanding block, and vellum. Okay, so I took everything out of the envelopes. You are welcome to keep your envelopes or discard them. I do have a few of them, but these ones I'm probably going to discard. I'm not going to keep any of my products in the envelopes. You may put the products back in the envelopes. I'm more of a visual person, so if I see it, that's I think why the bags are clear. If I see it, I'm going to use it. So let's start with 2D embossing folders. Very nice. This is the chevron, I believe. Snowflakes. This is your 4x6. This is your 6x6. This is your floral 3D embossing folder. This is your 5x5. This is not the floral. Hold on one second. This is your floral. This is your floral. This is your leather. This is your 4x6 floral 3D embossing folder. And this is your last one. This is this one, the 3D folder. Very nice. So there's your folders. Great variety. This one's very pretty. They're all very pretty. I like this one and I like this one. I like them all. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. Great job. Something I think I would use. So I'm just going to put these right back in my folder. So there's that. Then you're going to have your color cardstock. Nice variety. I'm going to put this back in here also. Cardstock panels, a variety of sizes. Water cardstock, again, variety of sizes. For clear stamps. Just a note, thank you, sending love and congratulations. Kind of simple but cute. Dusted. Looks like gauze, I'm not for sure. I've never seen this before, so I'm sure you use this when you sand and it'll pick up the dust. So these are the dust. I'm going to leave that in the bag. I'm gonna put this in here. Put my clear stamps back in here. And then your vellum. And again, variety of sizes. So there's that. I'll turn this over for a visual. Oh, and your sanding block. Nice sanding block. I'm gonna put this back in its bag though. Nice sanding block. Not for sure if I would sand it all, but there is a technique in here that requires sanding, I believe. So if you get out your instruction booklet, which is another good thing I like about Crafter's Companion right now with their craft club, is they're actually not only giving you videos, but they're actually giving you an instruction booklet, which I like. It's a visual for me. It's not something I have to go on my computer and look at. It's not a video that I kind of drift off. If I'm liking something and I'm watching it and I know how to do it, I'll kind of drift off from it and not pay attention. This, I can actually visualize it, see it, and then recreate it or get some ideas from it. So I'm going to make 3 cards, and I'm going to be using this paper. I believe it's probably from Michael's, so I don't know how old it is, but it was in my stash, so I'm going to be using this paper. I've picked out my 3 sheets. You are welcome to use the paper that comes with. This is from the thing. This is from the Craft Club. This paper is. The folders are from the Craft Club. The vellums from the Craft Club. The panels are from the Craft Club. The card bases are from my subscription boxes. For this card, I'm going to be using this sheet of paper, this 3D folder, I believe this is the 3D one, then a piece of vellum, a card blank, and the envelope that goes with the card blank. I'll set that aside. And my idea is to emboss the vellum and put it over top of this on the card. So that is card number 1. Card number 2 is going to be Christmassy. This is the Snowflake 3D embossing folder. This is the card base from, the card panel from the kit. This is card base from my subscription boxes and the envelope. This paper came from the Craft Club also. So, and then I'm also going to be using a old Christmas tree stamp set that I have. So I'm going to try to use this with this paper. So we're going to set it up like this is going to be the background, and then this is going to go on top. We're going to matte layer. Then we're going to cut some Christmas trees out of this pattern. So we'll see how that goes. And then this one is going to be this 3D embossing folder, the vellum from the kit, my card base from subscription boxes, which I believe is a 4x6, some white ink. So we're going to start with the little one first. So let's clean off our desk. So for our first card, it's going to be a 4x6 with the 3D folder panel, the piece of vellum from the craft kit, and then, the piece of vellum from the Craft Club. And then we're also going to be using the 4x6 card base. You can make your own, or I got mine from my subscription boxes. And then I'm going to also be using this pattern paper from Michael's. You are welcome to use your paper that comes with your kit, but I wanted a little bit of color and a little bit of floral accents. So this came from Michael's. I do not know when it came from Michael's, but it is a paper pad that I had in my stash. So I'm going to be using this piece of paper to go with it. So the first things you're going to need is, I'm going to use some white ink. You're going to need your piece of vellum, your card base, and your embossing folder. This is the one that looks like the flowers. So, and what we're going to do is we're going to need a trimmer and your Gemini or something to run your embossing folder through. So for the first card, you're going to need a 4x6 panel. So once I get my 4x6 base, I'm going to go ahead and cut this cardstock down just a little bit bigger because I want that whole entire white flower to choose from. I do place it on my card. I do like it in the corner, so I'm going to go ahead and add my double-sided adhesive, leaving my backing on except for peeling up that right corner. Once we get that right corner peeled up, we're going to go ahead and stick our cardstock down. This way we have a little bit of wiggle room without it sticking. Once I like it, I'm going to go ahead and remove those backings. I do get it stuck a little bit, positioned a little bit better, and I get it. So then we're going to give it a little bit of love. Once we give it a little bit of love, we're going to trim off that excess cardstock. Once we trim off that excess cardstock, you're going to trim up those edges, and look how cute that panel is. So then you put your vellum on top. It does fit. We're going to go ahead and put that in our embossing folder. Then I'm going to ink up both sides of my embossing folder. One side is going to give me a crisp outline, and the other side is going to give me a saturated flower. This is a 3D embossing folder, so you're going to have those nice, crisp, bumped out lines, and it's going to be so pretty. So we're going to go ahead and line this up. We're going to go ahead and run it through our Gemini. Look at those lines. I do want it a little bit crisper, so I'm going to go ahead and ink up my bottom again. I'm going to be able to line up my vellum because this is a 3D folder and the grooves are going to fit beautifully. So once I put it on, I'm going to go ahead and ink up the top part, and this is going to give us our saturated white flowers. This card would be so cute with some pretty ink. You could do green ink for the leaves and some red for the flowers, or some pinks. It would be beautiful. Our flower does come out beautiful here in the end. So we're going to go ahead and run that through. Look how crisp that flower is. So I did think that I was going to be able to see the cardstock from underneath, but with this being a frosted vellum, I'm not able to get quite the picture I was hoping for. So I do try other things. I do try to see if I can fit on the inside because I wasn't quite happy with the outside. I love the image on the front, but it just wasn't popping the right way. So I should have used regular cardstock. I was not thinking this was a frosted vellum. So I should have used a regular solid cardstock, and you would be able to see it a lot better. But I do like the way it's coming out. So I do keep it on the front. I do position it so you can kind of see that white flower underneath. I'm going to run my vellum through my Xyron. I find that to be the best thing for vellum because it gives you a great stickiness underneath, but you cannot see the adhesive. So it's nice and sticky. We're going to put that on the front. Once we get it positioned, we're going to go ahead and give it some love and stick it on down. And then we're going to go ahead and get out our stamps. So I did pick out the stamp of Sending Love. I'm going to give it a good rub. Then we're going to go ahead and get out the pattern paper. I'm going to put the Sending Love on top of the pattern paper and use my white as my base. So this is going to be the top part where I'm going to actually put the stamp on with white ink. And then this is me putting it down. I'm going to go ahead and give it a little bit of two-way tape. And we're going to go ahead and stick it to the white. And then we're going to position the stamp on top. I'm going to put it in my We Are Memory Keepers little stamp press. I love this little thing. It's the greatest thing ever. Give it a little bit of love. We're going to ink it. I think I had to do about 3 times before it was saturated enough. So I go ahead and ink it. I do like the inking. I do like the white. So I'm going to go ahead and get my corner punch, and we're going to punch off those corners. My ideal was to put it on the front, but I didn't quite like it on the front, so we go ahead and stick it on the inside. It just took up too much room, so I did stick it on the inside. It does look cute. So on to our second card, you're going to need a 6x6 card base. I did pick out some mirrored gold cardstock, some pink cardstock from my subscription boxes, my trimmer from Crafter's Companion. I'm going to go ahead and cut this down to a 6x6 panel. Once you get your 6x6 panel for your gold, you're going to move on to your pink. I'm going to cut that just a smidgen shorter, which is about 1/8 of an inch. We're going to do that on all 4 sides just to give it that nice matte layered look. It does cut, and then I'm going to cut again, and then I'm going to kind of size it. I'm going to trim off just a little bit more on each side, but it's still about 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to show you that it is just a smidgen shorter. Here are double-sided adhesive. I'm going to make it a flip top card, a portrait flip top. I'm going to use that piece of paper to go over my gold so I don't leave any fingerprints on it. Here my double-sided adhesive to my pink. I do get it off a little centered here. I am so upset, but we move on. So this is going to be our snowflake embossing folder. I'm going to go ahead and run that through my Gemini. You can run that through any kind of embossing machine that you have. Here we're going to take out a little bit of diamond press inks. I'm going to use the light pink from that set, and I'm going to go lightly over the top part of my snowflake embossed area. Then I'm going to move on to a little bit of a gold color, and that's just to match the paper that I'm going to use for my Christmas trees. So we just go over that a little bit more, give it a little bit of dimension so you can see those nice cute snowflakes. That's the paper I'm going to use for my Christmas trees. I am going to matte layer the snowflake panel. I'm going to adhere that to the pink. Once I adhere it, I'm going to think and ponder a little bit and think, what do I want to do? And this is where I bring in the Christmas trees for my stash. I'm not for sure where they came from or where I got them, but they are Christmas trees. I do cut it out in the pattern cardstock. I do line it up. I do cut it out with my Gemini. Once I do put it on my card, I still ponder on it. Do I like it? Do I not like it? It kind of matchy-matchy, but I go with it. It does need to be built up a little bit because the cardstock is a little flimsy. So I do put heavier cardstock, white on the back. I'm going to add some foam squares just to kind of make it up a little bit off of the card so you can see it a little bit better. Once I put it on the bottom, I still think it needs a little bit more, so I start to add the little gems. Whenever in doubt, just add gems and it brings everything to life. So I started adding a little bit of pink and purple gems, and that seems to help a lot. And in the end, I can tell you, I end up loving this card. It's better in person. It's got just a little bit of spark. I do put a Christmas saying on the inside, but it's just enough. So moving on to our third card. You will need a 5x7 card base. You'll also need a burgundy cardstock from our craft club. I am using a craft glue stick. Back in the day when I was a scrapbooker, I did use a glue stick. I prefer glue stick over liquid. I did get in the habit of using liquid, but I do like a glue stick over liquid. I'm going to adhere our cardstock right to that panel. Once I adhere it to the panel, I'm going to go ahead and give it a little bit of love. Once you give it a little bit of love, we're going to cut it down to size. Once we get done cutting it to size, we are going to get out our vellum. Vellum fits perfectly. Put that in the domestic folder. We're going to emboss that with my Gemini or any emboss machines you have. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. We're going to cut that embossed edges down that did not get embossed. We're going to cut those away. Once you get done trimming down that panel, we're going to go ahead and get out a Xyron. Xyron works best on vellum. It leaves no sticky residue on the front, only on the back. Run it through our Xyron, and look at the stickiness. Oh my goodness, it's so sticky, and it's so good. So it looks great. We're going to put that panel right back onto our card base. And I'm thinking it still needs a little something, so whenever you think that you're missing something, break out some gems or some crystals or anything that is sparkly, and you cannot go wrong. So I end up putting little gems right on top of all the little raised bumps at the end of all the patterns, and it looks so cute that I don't even add a cinnamon. So it's adorable, it turns out beautiful, it's elegant, but the next day I do come by, I do add a cinnamon at the end. I put just a note just to give it a little bit more of a card feeling. So you will see in the pictures that I do add just a note. I give it a little bit more love, and that's our third card. So here's all of our cards together. I do say that my Christmas one did turn out great. I did love all of them. They all went great. Once you see the picture at the end, to see these folders are beautiful. Look at the dimension in these folders. You cannot go wrong buying any folder like this. This is beautiful. I love it. I will continue to get the Craft Club. I am not being paid, nor did I get free products from Crafters Companion. I did buy the monthly Craft Club with my own funds. I am totally in love with these embossing folders, well worth the price of the monthly kit, and I look forward to month number 7. Thank you for watching, my Craft Along buddies. If you loved what you saw today, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, lots of love, and see you soon.